Howdy, I'm Leo, and this is a video that I actually didn't anticipate making, but in talking with my buddy about my top 5 figures of the year video, I came up with the idea of doing a top 5 videos of the year. Again, I didn't output a whole lot this year, but I did create some videos that I'm still pretty happy with. The fast and easy way to do this video is I think all my videos are goated and plastic toys don't belong in plastic prisons. See you next time. But no, I'm actually going to go through the videos that I thought were pretty cool from this year. So, starting off with number 5, we have the Fans Toys Gary short. Now, this was a bit that I came up with during the filming of my Fans Toys Gary video. As you know, if you've seen any review of this figure, the vehicle mode basically looks like nothing. So, I had this funny idea that it looks like those brick-built things that you make in the Lego games, and the thing is, that title is not clickbait. I actually did drop that figure. I just didn't drop it on the ground. A little inside baseball. I actually dropped it on a pillow that I cut out of the shot. But I thought that video was really funny, and then I took that bit from the full review and I made it into its own dedicated short just because I thought it would help to bring attention to the review itself. Not that I don't think that review hasn't gotten enough attention. I think I already have a bunch of people here from that video I made about the King of Third Party thing that I'm doing. But I thought that video was pretty funny. So that takes number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have a really unexpected one I never would have made. One of my buddies hit me up and he said, "Hey, Leo, can you make a Sam Witwicky Hope Core video?" And I said, "Can I use whatever footage I find?" Because he showed me like a video of like Sam just making random noises or like random Sam Witwicky moments. And I'm like, this is not really Hope Core in my opinion. So I just kind of looked up like Sam Witwicky lines, and I ended up using one of the first lines from the first movie, and I just think it turned out really well, and I put actual hours into it. I don't know how people normally make these videos, but I manually put in every single word in that video, but I'm still pretty happy with the way it turned out, so that's why it actually makes number 4 on this list. Number 3 is going to have to go to my Soundwaves perspective test video shot on my iPhone. For anyone who doesn't know, I actually started on an iPhone 8 Plus, and then I graduated to an iPhone 15 Pro Max S Plus, whatever they're called nowadays. The one that has the 0.5x zoom, the standard 1x zoom, and the 5x analog zoom, not the digital. And I just wanted to do a perspective test because one day I was taking shots of Megatron and Optimus, like from the dam fight scene from one of the first episodes. And I thought it was really cool, the kind of difference on perspective that you could get. So I just wanted to do this little, kind of stop motion, kind of perspective test. I don't think I'll ever be able to do anything as serious as like Mag Motion. Just because I don't want to put tack all over my, like sticky tack all over my figure's feet. But anywho, I just thought this was a pretty cool video, and I'm pretty happy with the way this one turned out as well. Next up is Billy 2.0. Now this is an interesting video because when I made my first video, obviously I wanted to make a tutorial that anybody could use to make one of these bookshelves just because I thought it turned out really well. And I've seen at least one person post a video where they actually tagged me and they're like, "Check out this guy's video," and it looks really good. His collection looks really good. It's a Star Wars collection. I think it looks awesome, especially seeing them all side by side because I have 3, but I don't have them all side by side. They're all kind of in their own separate locations, but I digress. This video came about because I had to write a how-to guide for a college course, and I basically asked my professor, I'm like, hey, I already made this YouTube video. Can I translate this YouTube video into a written guide? And she said, sure, as long as the entire thing is yours. And I'm like, yeah, top to bottom, the whole thing is mine except the background music. So I ended up turning it into a guide. And then from that guide, I kid you not, I still use that guide. Anytime I go to make one of these shelves, even going forward, I am still going to be using that guide. But this second version of the video was made to kind of recreate it in a more guided sense, because I'm, you know, I grew up with Legos, so I'm very guide driven. I can't just take a video that's like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna, you know, put some shelves on a bookcase and put some lights on it and bada bing bada boom, here's a whole room full of them. You know, that's cool, and it's nice that people at least show the process, but I wanted to show it step by step so that anybody could follow it. And then, of course, I had to make a video about how do you stick a plug in a hole, but that's a whole other topic. This makes video number 2 for the year. Honorable mention goes to the 12-hour Omega Supreme patrolling beats to, or sounds to sleep, study, relax, chill, patrol, fight Decepticons to. I think that video is really funny. Obviously, I don't expect anybody to watch the whole thing. I don't even expect people to watch a minute of it. I just thought that it was really funny because I remember the first time I bought that Omega Supreme, the New Age Golden Lagoon one, and I just put a battery in it and I watched it go round and round and round. I kid you not. I was like not doing my homework, just watching this thing go around and around and around on my desk at college. Actually, there's kind of a funny story there. So obviously, me being so into Transformers as I am, my roommate in college knew about it. And one day, his mom stopped by to take us out to lunch. And I said, you know, while we're out, could we hit up the AutoZone? Because the battery that this figure uses is the same as goes into like a garage door remotes. So we went in and I picked up, actually I didn't pick it up yet. I went up to the guy and I said, excuse me, do you have any of these batteries? I think it's the A23. And the attendant said, oh, you looking for it for a garage door? And I said, yeah. And I looked over at my roommate and my roommate was just shaking his head. And we got back in the car and he's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, how am I going to tell a guy who works at an auto parts store that I am buying this battery for a cheap Chinese toy that is turning into a little tank and is going to run around on my desk, right? Like, tell me how I'm supposed to explain that to a guy who works at a freaking AutoZone, okay? So, anywho, that's my honorable mention. On to number 1. And last, but most certainly not least, I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone that the best video I made last year was the Is This Illegal short on third-party Transformers. I love that video. I think it's super concise. Gets my point across great. There is a little bit of confusion with some people. Obviously, anybody who comes into this video or stumbles across this video and doesn't know anything about our hobby is going to go, well, you didn't answer the question. But unfortunately, that's kind of the point. If you're new here, that's the whole point of the video, is because we don't really have an answer to this question. There is no yes or no. Third party exists in this kind of gray area where sometimes projects get struck down legally, sometimes they don't. Most times they don't. That's why this industry, if you will, still exists. But I love this video because I just thought it would be really fun to throw together and make like a super, not crash course, but like just, hey, this is part of the Transformers collecting hobby. And it's a really, I wouldn't say big in terms of reach, but certainly big in terms of the amount of money that's invested in it. But I just thought this video was super cool. And then it just blew up. It blew up. And then it kept going, 100,000 views, 200,000 views, 300,000 views, 400,000 views. Now it's sitting at 500,000 views. It's sitting at more than that right now, but I can't believe how far this video ended up reaching. And it was never my intention, right? I make these videos as if I'm going to reach a couple hundred people. You know, now I'm fortunate enough that I can get a couple hundred views on videos. But I never made this video imagining that it was going to get 500,000 views. That's absolutely unbelievable. So, you know, this has to be, and also, admittedly, this is also one that I did put a lot of time into. I really handcrafted every little bit of that video so that I would want to watch it over and over and over again. So maybe that's probably why it's so successful. But so there you go. There are my top 5 videos for 2024. Again, I didn't originally intend to make this video, but I just thought it would be fun to go back through some of my favorite videos that I made this year. And hopefully, you know, if I don't end up putting out a lot of videos in this year, 2025, then hopefully I put out some really high quality ones. If there are any videos that are your favorites, or if there's a particular video you'd like me to try next, leave a comment down below. And as always, I'm Leo, reminding you that plastic toys don't belong in plastic prisons. See you next time.